Let's take a look at some tips for a general Turkish accent. So what's the oral posture of a general Turkish accent? The tongue is pulled back a little bit, and so that affects the articulation in the front of the mouth, but the jaw is quite open still, so you get a lot of this action going on. Sound changes for Turkish. The sound in Turkey, for instance, becomes a little bit more like an or. Turkey, Turkey. Not Turkey, but Turkey, a little bit, closer to the or. The TH sound becomes very dentalized, meaning your tongue is right up against your teeth. So it's thin, thick, this, that, become thin, thick, this, that, all the way up on your teeth. There's a very light W, V switcheroo, so that W's kind of sound like V's and V's kind of sound like W's, but it's very light. So have a light touch with Columbia University. I went to Columbia University. I went to Columbia University. So it's sort of amorphously switching. Also, you hear that American schwa sound, that sound in words like Columbia, becoming very open in the Turkish accent. So it's Columbia and culture. So what's the musicality of the Turkish accent like? Well, if you listen to all the dentalized sounds, then that gives you an indication of what the culture is like. The Turkish culture is very community-oriented. Do you hear that? The Turkish culture is very community-oriented. All those dentalized sounds. And it is very community-oriented. And so that gives you an indication of how people express themselves. But don't take my word for it. Listen to some native Turkish speakers and listen to what you hear for yourself and crawl into the accent that way. Make it your own.